sort of know, is decentralized off-grid messaging and location sharing using the 900 megahertz portion of the ISM portion of the 900 megahertz band, right? Uses spread spectrum, I can never say that, bursts of information, and that's how it communicates. So that's the 30,000. That's how these all these devices work. And we obviously sell devices, but they come in all sorts of different form factors and shapes and sizes, and they all work the same way. None of them are really any better than any other one. It's really antenna and line of sight because it's 900 megahertz. And I just realized I'm getting recorded with a cigarette in my mouth.
Hope you have some editing software.
But yeah, I mean, all sorts of different shapes, sizes. They all do the same thing, right? And that's Meshtastic. It's app driven for 90% of the devices. There are some, like the TDEC, that is actually a standalone device where you don't have to have your phone connected to it. You can do all the text messaging and everything directly from the device. But beyond that, this is where it becomes interactive, and I get questions, and you guys learn.
What's ISM?
ISM, I don't know what that stands for. It's the free band, man. Yeah. What does ISM stand for?
International Standard something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
If your only takeaway it's not a licensed band, and they make 900 megahertz stuff.
Yeah.
I'll add one thing. The devices, the chips on the devices all came out of the IoT world, which has been around for like 12 years,
Yeah.
13, 14 years, something like that. And they figured out how to put a little radio chip in those on those devices, which I think is pretty cool. But all of this stuff is rooted in Internet of Things.
Yeah. IoT and LoRaWAN.
Yep, IoT and LoRaWAN.
Yeah. Which is where most of the devices, up until people started making actual Meshtastic devices.
ISM stands for Industrial, Scientific, and Medical.
All right.
There you go.
Basically, it's a public band.
Yeah. License free. So if you have family members or friends or whatever, everybody can use it. There is a licensed operator feature where, because we're a licensed operator and it does operate within our privileges, you can transmit full power if you want, like we can on the 900 megahertz band. There's not any devices out there that'll do it, but you could. Closest thing is this guy, which is the G2, and it'll actually transmit 3 watts, but only if you click licensed operator. When you click licensed operator, it decrypts everything, and you lose connection to everybody else. So you can create your own private network as a licensed operator that is unencrypted and do whatever you want with it. But if you want to get in on the general open source mesh of Meshtastic, licensed operator cuts you out of that. So that's why I tell everybody, do not click licensed operator, because it will shut off all the encryption, shut off some of the other portions of it, and you have to completely reflash the device to get it back to normal. So it should just be as simple as a button press, just unclicking the checkbox, but I've never been able to do that. It's always been a complete refresh, or reflash. So now, what do you guys want to know about Meshtastic?
So I guess we've got this, the codes for this weekend, the channels.
Yes.
We can't have the long fast
Nope.
and at the same time.
That's correct. So long fast is what everybody uses. That's what these all come pre-programmed with. And long fast, short turbo, long turbo are all different ways that they manipulate the data bursts by bit length, and it's mainly go onto the website and Meshtastic's website, and they get very in depth on how they do it. But they basically, your your data that you're transmitting will get shortened or lengthened, and a couple of different things change in it. So long fast means that it's going to be a shorter data burst to try and travel further, and it does it quickly. It spits it out faster, right? Short turbo, which is what we used at Dayton. It's a small and it very fast transmit, right? Because when you take your spectrum of radio and we had up to almost 300 nodes at Dayton, and all of them are trying to talk to each other. You want them to use as little time as possible to transmit, right? Fewer collisions because they're burp, 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 as opposed to long fast is like a burp, and it's the duration, the amount of data that it transmits. The typical general open source mesh is long fast. Horrible when you get 300 people in a small geographic area because everybody is transmitting a long burst, and this guy is transmitting over top of that guy who's transmitting over top of that guy at the same time as this guy, and nobody gets anything. So what they found to be the best all-purpose set of bits and speed.
So when you change from short fast, long fast, whatever, does that move everybody to a different frequency? So if you're using that, it jumps up a couple.
The presets in the app and on the devices there is a separate frequency for each type, right? So it's generally channel 20 that they call it for long fast. I'm not sure. I think we're on 40 something. We're on a different channel now, right? So they normally transmit on 906.875, and we are on 2. We want to try and get it for about 907, right, to be more efficient. Most of the antennas you buy are tuned for 915 because it's kind of the best of all worlds. It goes down to the 906s, up to the 925s. It's kind of right in the sweet spot of the band that they use.
I'm not gonna be able to ask this until the other night on the live stream. They're talking about different modes where maybe you want to put one of your clients on one.
Oh, yes. So the modes. They use an algorithm on how you rebroadcast messages, right? And it's all off of signal strength and timing. So as generally, they all come as a client, right? And what it does is, as a client, it'll look at the signal strength of the message, right? And then it sets a timing sequence of the weaker the signal, the faster it's going to transmit, right? Because it wants to try and get you further, right? So if it's a weak signal, that algorithm will say rebroadcast it faster than if it was a strong signal, right? That's the basis of the algorithm. Then you have modes, right? So you have repeater. Now, repeater does not have a timing in it. Whatever it gets, it's just going to immediately rebroadcast. Because if you have two repeaters in the same, close enough to where they can hear each other, right? They're going to rebroadcast immediately. I'm going to transmit, they're both going to retransmit immediately, and it's going to cause a collision, and my message will never get to anybody, right? Then you have router. Router has a slight time delay to allow the repeater to go first. But it doesn't utilize a lot of, it's just a short time delay, and then boom, it sends it back out. They have, I think it's slow repeater now, which lets it wait a little bit longer. That algorithm, right? Then you have client mute. Client mute does not rebroadcast. And that's where in the live stream I was saying, client mute is great if we had a infrastructure node, we could all be on client mute and let it move the traffic, right? We'll all get it, but let it handle moving the traffic around. Because as a client, we're all so close together, we're all going to have the same signal strength, and we're all going to rebroadcast that message at the same time. Client mute, nobody. So if you have everybody on client mute, nobody's going to retransmit the message, and so nobody will get it. It'll hit whoever's there once and stop, and never be rebroadcast again. So you have to have a balance of client and client mute. The only time you want to use router or repeater is on an infrastructure. What we call an infrastructure node is, in Medina County, we have 2. That's it in the entire county that are routers.
1,300 square miles.
Yeah. And the reasoning is they're far enough away geographically, they're not going to collide with each other. But there's people in between, right? So now you can get from one end of the county to the other end of the county by utilizing I transmit, that repeater picks it up and pushes you off across the county without these two seeing each other.
There is nothing on Galveston Island. I've driven the circle, so I want to put up one of my solar nodes down there at the house and leave it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Would I do client since there's nothing else
Yeah,
around?
just do client. And that way it uses the algorithm. In case spring break, a bunch of geeks show up, it doesn't create the collisions.
Right. Okay. That's what I was gonna do. I just
Yeah. Yeah, router and repeater are very rare. Repeater is even more rare. That's you have a mesh over here and a mesh over here and a mountain in between. That's about the only time you'll use repeater. And it'll be the one repeater, and that's just to get it over the mountain and back.
and what's a good example of when you use router?
Like what we have. We have height.
But you've got a good distance between those.
Oh, 30 miles between them?
And you-
Yeah. No, this is in San Antonio, Medina County.
Say they're like geographically divided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have one up here right now.
Oh, we do. Actually, it's sitting at his site.
And so are these on mute right now or a client?
They're on client right now. They all just come client.
Okay, but not client mute. We need to turn these on client mute before all people.
Yeah, once the big rush of people get here, it's better to have. We still have to have clients. We still have to have people that'll bounce it around because of all the trees. It's 900 megahertz. It's not going to want to transmit through all these trees. So you still need people as client. I don't think there's going to be enough people up here on the mountain playing with Meshtastic to warrant having a bunch of people on client mute, unless you two sitting next to each other let you guys flip a coin. One of you would probably be better to be client mute and the other one client. I guess it's you.
Typically, I mean, it's like I've got like 5.
Who are we muting? What are the channels around here? Where do we get that?
Yeah, there's a QR code. Yeah.
Like your message will get rebroadcasted by your client, but not by the client. So instead of rebroadcasting it 5 times, you'll rebroadcast it.
Isn't the channel the same though that we use
That's all I need.
at Dayton? or-
No. Nope, it's different. It's different.
Yeah. So are there stats that you can look at in the app to know whether or not there's collisions, to know whether you're trying to hit a problem?
Not really from the app. It'll show you if you have an Apple. And Android does it now too. I just don't know how to see it. Like if you look at your device and your device metrics, it'll show channel utilization and airtime. So you'll go just like pick yours.
Okay.
And then go to device metrics. Right. And over time, like you can see my battery going down. This is several days of data. But you see how everything's down here, right? Yes, you can. Channel utilization and airtime is what dictates how bad the mesh is getting. At Dayton, even on the special settings, it was at 50% channel utilization, which here it's like 2%. And that was with all the special stuff that we did to make it work better at Dayton. It was still bumping at 50% channel utilization. And your devices will, the latest sets of firmware, your devices will start slowing down their rebroadcast if channel utilization gets above 40%. Which is why, and you may see it here, we saw it at Dayton. You'll see where there will be a device that you see, right? Because you're going to get notifications when people start popping in. You'll have a notification for Jason, right? And then an hour and a half later, you'll get another notification that, hey, there's a new device. Jason's out there. And that's because when everything got bogged down so much, the devices weren't transmitting as much. And it considers a new device if it hasn't talked to that device in like 2 hours, right, it'll pop up again and say it's new.
The other thing you can do in these congested areas, and I think this code is already set up for that, is you can downgrade your hop count, and I think it's set for 2 right now. If you go into your LoRa settings, you'll see a box called hop count. Back home, when we're home, because we're spread out a long ways, we do 5. 3 is what the Meshtastic people recommend, but for this, it should be 2.
Yes, when you have, and that's another thing that is good to bring up. When you have a large group in a small space, you can get collisions just from rebroadcasts, right? So everybody is going to hear everybody anyways. So if you have it set at 7, your message is going to keep getting passed around till it hits 7 hops, and then it'll end. That could end up coming back around to you, and you could end up rebroadcasting your own message if you're in an area with 300 nodes in what was it, like 2 acres, 10 acres, whatever it was. So yeah, that's the hop count. That's why they reduced the hop count for the show.
Where is that at?
I think, well, on Android, it's under LoRa.
You just popped in. You got any questions? Anything you want to learn? One other thing you want to know? Oh, no worries. It's camping. You're not supposed to get up early. And
You see it? That's 2.
I'm surprised Jason made it. He said he was gonna sleep in. Come on, man.
Also, you can send private messages. Like you wanna send
yeah.
a message to your wife, do that.
So we'll segue into direct messaging, right? So you have, for here, we have 2 channels, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Hamfest and YouTube. Those are broadcast out to everybody who has that channel. Okay. Now, you can send a direct message. If you go, and it's different on Android and different on Apple, but you see, if you go to messaging, let you do it so you see it. Direct messages. And now this is everybody you see or you have seen, right? You can't direct message a person you have not seen because there is a handshake of encryption codes, public encryption keys. And that handshake has to happen before you can actually message somebody. And you'll see that by all of these have a little green lock and it's locked. That means that you've actually done that handshake of encryption. So whatever you send that person, the keys have been exchanged and it'll be encrypted. If you see one and the lock is yellow and open, that encryption handshake has not taken place. And so it generally will not allow you to, it'll tell you encryption key failed or encryption, they changed the naming of it, but it won't work. You won't be able to send them a direct message.
So mine, now I'm running the other firmware. Long
Okay.
fast,
Uh-huh.
I've got the unlock.
That's
but mine
because,
still goes through.
oh yes, so that's the only caveat to that is long fast is a 8-bit encryption key. It's AQ equals. That's the encryption key. It is not 125 or 256-bit encryption, so it doesn't consider it encrypted.
Okay.
It is encrypted?
I'd always seen it.
Yeah.
Just keep going through. So I kept
Yeah,
using
it is encrypted. It's like 8-bit encryption.
Not very good.
No. And it's a public encryption key of AQ equal, right? So yes, it is. It's telling you everybody can hear what you're doing. Come on, give me some more questions.
I think I saw.
Why is it raining?
Because it's Montesino.
Yeah.
Is there an online map? Is there gateway functionality kind of thing?
So you can go only if it's shared. There used to be public maps where guys would just dump stuff onto the internet. Some people got upset between Apple and some other folks. They considered it an invasion of privacy that my node, because these have very accurate GPSs on them, somebody is able to track where I'm at by looking at a website. I don't like that, right? So now you have to opt into that. You have to opt into that, and you can Meshsense has a map that people opt into it. One of the nodes I have at the house, I'm actually dumping information into Meshsense, and that's the workaround is you have to opt into it. But so yes, there's ways to see the maps. Mainly, it's what you're more concerned with is the map on your actual phone, because that's who's around you and who you can talk to.
And I don't see anybody.
I don't either. So
You share actual good GPS information, because there may be times I want to share it, say, with this small group, so you can all find me while we're at the show.
yes, so
Good question.
Apple users have a little kick where they have to try a little harder. Apple, once again, privacy.
Apple users don't like trying hard. That's why they have Apple.
That's true.
Let's just face it.
But yeah, you have to try to have accurate information. With it, ambiguity is turned on automatically on an Apple phone, where it'll show you within a 1.5 mile radius. That's where when you get back into the real world of mesh and you'll see these bubbles around people, that means that they are somewhere in that bubble. Yeah, their phone is somewhere in that bubble. Now you can, and we can all try this while we're up here to see what happens. If you go into settings and channels, pick the Huntsville Hamfest. And so right now, that's why we're not seeing anybody. Huntsville Hamfest automatically has our positions disabled. So enable your position, and then this is where that ambiguity, it automatically sets within 1/2 mile.
Okay.
Slide that all the way.
Does that work if long fast is your primary channel?
Long fast is the same thing. Long fast won't let you do precise.
Okay.
Okay, so position enabled, that's what you're looking at right there?
Yes.
Okay. So it's automatically off on that channel.
Yep.
Okay.
And on your primary channel,
Precise location now pops up after I turn it on.
there you go.
Okay.
Now, on Apple's, we don't get that precise location. Yeah, because Apple.
Can
Privacy.
you do it?
You
Now, that
can.
changed- that-
Pardon? I have not tried that through the actual phone itself. I know the way I do it is I'll actually connect the client software to my device through a computer, and you can set precise location that way. That is one of the workarounds. That's the one that I use because I'm always tying devices to the computer. But
you guys can
now,
see me.
YouTube, on the other hand, it is not the primary channel. Like if you look, Hamfest has got the little open lock, right? YouTube is a private channel. If you go to the YouTube channel
Oh, my lock just turned red
for
him.
yeah, because it's unencrypted. Well, it's
It was yellow and now it's red. Once you
Oh,
turn on
red.
position.
oh,
It's red now.
I've never seen red.
I've never seen red either.
Yeah. But
You got it.
on us Apple users,
Yeah.
on the YouTube channel, it allows precise location. Won't do it on your primary channel.
Mine turned red too.
Yours did turn red? Did you turn on precise location?
I did.
It must be an Android thing, because
Maybe. It may be telling you, holy crap, everybody can see
sure?
you.
yeah,
It's probably saying now it's unencrypted and people can see.
And you can see
Yeah.
it. I've never seen that before, but that's what I've got. I've got uplink and downlink disabled.
okay, yeah. Which
Precise
that way some jackass can't put
Yeah.
MQQT on there.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to
That's
be.
what-
Yeah.
And it turned red after that. Huh. Let me turn it. I'm going to turn it back off again.
And
Send.
See if it goes to yellow.
I don't know if
People can find you.
turn it back off and it went back yellow.
I didn't turn it back off yet, but there were a
I'm
couple
trying that
messages
right now.
there, and they're not there anymore. I don't know if they should persist.
Yes.
They should
You turn-
persist.
That's what it is.
Yep.
So you turn on precise location and it turns red.
And it's like, hey,
Turn it off again, it turns
Warning,
yellow
yeah.
because it's not encrypted.
we don't have that option, so ours just
Yeah.
stays yellow.
I'm gonna send it.
So-
I'm gonna send it
people don't know where I am when I'm here.
Yeah.
Between APS
Yeah.
and Meshtastic, my beacon in my truck, my radio. I'm not like, you know what? I'm screwed. You know, I might as well just let everybody know. Hey. Cool. I had never seen that red before either.
Oh,
That's the
no.
first time I've seen that. Cool.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's my feature, absolutely.
And you're new to the group. You snuck in.
Yeah, Michael, sorry, my wife had to have breakfast and groceries this morning.
Oh, no worries. It's camping. It is what it is. Do you have any questions? See, you got a couple of devices in front of you. Okay.
So that's why I'm being quiet, because I'm gonna monopolize things.
Oh, no. We're all here to learn. We're all learning from each other.
Like one of these, I was able to get GPS lock, pretty quick. The other one, it sat on top of the truck all night, never got GPS lock.
Okay.
And now they won't even turn on. So I don't, you tell me.
So that's probably going to be a you and me playing with these a little later
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Just smoke cigarettes, you would have to take those.
No,
I like the keyboards because I don't want to have to rely on my phone.
yes, and that's
Okay.
the great thing about TDEX.
That was why nobody was on the map, because this thing defaulted to no position.
Yes.
So as soon as I
All right.
cranked mine,
Well, this
now
one-
I got you
there we
guys
go.
showing up on the
What'd
map.
you
Oh, I just left it on.
Wow.
Right now I only see HW.
We need to fix these because this has the old firmware in it, not the new firmware, not the fanciness. Yeah.
You're
I
on my
tried
map
one of
now,
them.
because you turned
flashed
your
it
location on.
17
Oh, yeah.
No, well,
Yeah,
we're going to
that's
put the fancy UI on it.
And if you got something with the keyboard, I'd be interested in checking it out.
Well, I have TDEX. I have the same thing. So we'll fix yours. I'm not going to sell you a new device.
I like his.
Dave.
Well, I'll sell you one.
Can you show me his?
I see Dave and myself.
Yeah, and you notice
Precise location.
I do not. That's why I have a bubble.
Well, you're in Alabama. You don't talk that kind of stuff.
Okay. So you're just in that vicinity.
I'm in that vicinity.
So you turned on GPS, which was off by default.
Right.
But since you're Apple, you don't have precise location.
Correct.
Or I could just turn precise location off myself and have the bubble.
And have a bubble.
Okay. I did not know that either. Okay. Well, that's how far away you are from
Yeah.
me. Yeah, you're like the circle of your bubble.
Somewhere in there.
It's right there crossing over me. So. Okay.
What, is that anything that needs to be?
No, leave those off. So
Okay, what's that?
MQQT is evil. So what I want to do is I want to put you on this, right? Yeah. I'll sell you a device if you really want to buy a device, but I can make yours. We'll make yours right. No. So MQQT I consider is evil, right? That takes what we're playing with radios and dumps it on the internet, right? And just like All-Star or any of those other things, you have an MQQT server that now you can take, and some of the guys in Texas are doing it, and it annoys me. You'll take the South Texas mesh, the guys down in the valley, and link it to the guys in San Antonio. Yeah, it's neat. It's neat because now I'm able to chat with guys down in the valley, 500 miles away from me. But it defeats the purpose because it's over the internet. And the whole point of this is off-grid, decentralized messaging and location sharing, and you just put it on the internet. And
Maybe David shared this with the group before, but we use these trackers. We do a hell of a lot of MCOM volunteer work, parades, bicycle races.
then emergencies, fires. Yeah.
Whatever, right? And we use these devices to track our assets because we're ham radio operators and most of us are north of 55, 60 years old. So got a bunch of old men out in the terrain there, and we want to know where they're at all the time. So
Yeah, I've got a box with a bunch of them in it. And when we do an event or we have anything where we get deployed to, I hand them out to the guys, right? I use Mesh Sense at that point, and I can see all the traffic. Now, we are on our own frequency, on a secure private channel, completely away from the general mesh. But using Mesh Sense, I can actually see where everybody's at on the map, real time. And because I'm using all my private stuff, I have precise location. I can actually see the guy walking down the street. And we started doing health and welfare checks, which I don't know if you guys have been on a large event. A health and welfare check, if you've got 20 guys out in the field, could take 20, 30 minutes to do, because you'll call the first guy, he'll answer right back, I'm good to go. You'll call the second guy, well, while he was walking down the street, he bumped his VFO, and he's no longer on frequency, right? The other guy bumped his volume knob, right? And so you're trying, and then you have to move assets to check on the guys you didn't check in with. With this, I do health and welfare check. Their phones beep, which most of them have it in their hand already. Their phones beep, their device beeps, they look, okay, hey, I'm great. We never touch our radios. So for that 20 minutes we have 20 more minutes of free air in case there is something we need to talk about on the radio. And that's actually how I got involved with SEED, was they came out with a hazard response pack. We had already been using their devices. I sent them an email, said, hey, this is what we're using your device for. And it's amazing. I love it. We set up a meeting because they wanted to see what we were doing. And we had our local emergency management coordinator and then our local rep for Texas Department of Emergency Management. And their CEO flew over and met with us and gave me a hazardous response pack and said, break it, play with it, see what you can do with it. And since then, some of their reps came out to a couple of we did a parade and another event. She came out, kind of saw what we were doing, and she reached out and she's like, hey, would you like to be our ambassador for ham radio and Seed Studios and Meshtastic? And here I am. And now I'm actually on their official Ranger program, which is like a brand ambassador program. I don't know, but it's called the Ranger program. Yeah. Not yet.
They do that, the Chinese do that.
Can you stamp my book?
They do that, it's sort of like a gold star in the cafeteria, right?
But it's a goofy name, but it's kind of an honor because I'm one of a dozen people that represent them throughout the world in a specific area. So.
What?
No? All right.
I'm working, son. What are you doing?
I got it charged up since on.
That's how I got your
When I
school.
flashed you, what does it?
One of the things I want to say, I'm sure
So
David
this is where I
got
come
this
up.
before.
Oh,
The
okay.
YouTube
So what do I need to do? I'm already a client. How do I get your channel
open on
Oh.
and quite nice.
that you just sent me?
And
It
from the
should
bottom of
already
both
be
of my
there.
hearts, I want to thank you guys.
Yeah, Hamvention.
To get some
You don't
traction.
have the YouTube, so you're on Hamvention. Okay.
Seldom sells, but I really wanted to thank you guys for inviting Dave on live chats
Yeah.
and being able to do this sort of stuff at Hamfest and those sorts of things. I'm sorry I missed you guys in Dayton. I was supposed to be
Where's
there.
your
My mother
camera?
passed away like 3 weeks before that.
Camera? I did that once.
But
All right.
But I
seriously,
don't know what to do with it. It wasn't turned on.
you guys
Fantastic.
have been fantastic.
Well, now
Replace all
It
channels.
doesn't go unnoticed. I
Save.
really appreciate it.
Because
No.
it wasn't on.
Yeah, it has to be on.
What-
And now just let it do its thing. It's going to reset. Go ahead and close the app and open it back up. The device will reset.
Ham radio is the best communications off-grid tool, but it's not the only one.
That's good. You're absolutely correct.
There are a lot of options out there, and it's been embracing all of mine.
And Jason, that was, you just said.
And then,
Yes.
all right, now you're getting back into the mess of things. Now,
Because I gotta do him when we get back.
Hamfest, YouTube, that's not going to work, right? Because that's persistent from the last set. Won't work.
Get rid of them or
You can delete that if you want, but this is where we're at, and that shows that you're actually programmed.
You're
Before
HM
y'all
now?
leave.
Yeah,
We're
this
gonna
is,
go
and
grab
so
our
it
stuff
said
and we're doing
Hamvention
the next
last time.
class.
Now it says
Okay,
H Hamfest for.
We have.
So that's the channel.
And
right
if
there.
you listen,
giveaways if you guys want.
you just
You got
picked
a
everybody up.
tractor And you want a holster.
And there's only one channel?
Either,
Yeah. Well, it's the two. It's the YouTube channel is persistent. It works as well.
One that goes on
Yeah.
the ollie strap.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go through here. Let's
Probably-
go ahead
I
and.
probably erased all the notes I had.
Hear the
from all
word
that stuff.
giveaway? Jason's up, what?
Where are they, Dave?
In the top
What
box.
are you getting? There's door prizes?
There's some
I already
gray
got mine.
ones.
There we go. All right, so you're good to go.
So I can start,
You're good to go. You're on. You're with us.
so I'll see notes.
Yep.
If I go
But
to
you know
notes,
what we need to do real quick?
give it a
Because I
go.
don't like that. See how it's Meshtastic, A to A, blah, 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 blah. You need a name, man. You need a name.
Tom Terrific.
Tom Terrific? I can do that. You are going to be Tom Terrific.
Or Lord of Liquids.
How do you spell terrific? There we go.
TRR.
There we go. Now,
Don't you remember Tom Terrific and his Wonder Dog? Manfred?
no, I'm not that old. Okay, I'm too young. Does that make you feel better? I'm too young.
From a radio perspective, it doesn't matter which way it is.
No, not at all. Because that antenna is actually
Keep you from pushing.
right across the top. It will, but there's only one button, and you really got to push it. I would do it this way, just because the buzzer is right there, so you hear it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
No, none for Jason. Or Jason.
Two? You can have more than one. Doesn't have to be.